YouTube channel. My name is Kelly Ishmael, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I transform this horizontal photo into a vertical photo using the content aware option in Photoshop. This is the photo that I would like to change the orientation of. Right now, it's a landscape uh, orientation. That's the way I shot it. Sometimes I'll pull back a little bit when I am taking the photo to give myself a little more space so that I can crop it in a portrait orientation, but I didn't do that this time. So what I would like to do is to create a little more space along the bottom of the photo so that I can add some journaling. And to do that, what I'm going to do is bring it into Photoshop where I can use the content aware tool to give me a little more space at the bottom. Okay, so I'm in Lightroom currently. I can right click here and I can say edit in Photoshop. And so that's going to bring it directly into Photoshop. Okay, here is my photo in Photoshop. And what I'm hoping to do is to create a full page layout in my December daily album. And the full page dimension is 7 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to image and I'm going to change the image size and I want the width to be 7 inches. And that's going to change the height to 4.667, I guess. I've got the I'm locked the crop angle here so that when I changed the width, the height would change also. And now I'm just going to click on OK here. And I've got a smaller size photo that I can use now. Go ahead and make this window just a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to add space at the bottom of this image. And to do that, I'm going to go to image and I'm going to go to canvas size. So I would like the height to be 8.25 inches, which is a full page layout in a 6x8 album. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to anchor it at the top so that um, it will give me the space at the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and choose a color here that is similar to the colors that are in my photo, um, just to hopefully make it a little bit more accurate when I come into using the content aware tool. I'm going to go ahead and say OK here and OK here. And then I'm going to use Command 0 on my keyboard just to enlarge it on my screen. And at this point, I'm going to use the command and the apostrophe to take the grid off. Okay, so now I have an image that is 7 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall. And what I would like to do now is use the content aware tool to possibly add this basic look down below. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to come over this with journaling and I don't think that you're going to see this, but let's just give it a try, see what we come up with. My experience using the content aware tool is very much trial and error, and sometimes it works great and sometimes it's not so great, but I think we'll be able to get something that will work here. All right, to get started, I'm going to come up here to the rectangular marquee tool and click there. The keyboard shortcut for that is M, which is also really helpful. And I'm just going to try filling in part of the area. In my experience, trying to fill in a huge area is less predictable. So I'm just going to try about halfway down, and I'm going to select this area. And then I'm going to right click on my mouse and I'm going to say fill. And then for the contents, I'm going to choose content aware. And we'll use the color adaptation. That's the default. I'll keep that checked. And I'm going to say OK. And let's see what happens. It takes just a minute to crank through that. Okay, That's not bad. That's not really bad at all. Okay, so I'm going to say Command D to deselect the area. I'm really pleased with that. So now I'm going to overlap that a little bit, choose another rectangular area kind of below it and do the same thing. I'm going to do fill and then content aware with the same options. Let's see what happens. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do Command D again to deselect, and then I am going to select, actually I want to select down here. Let me do Command D. I didn't mean to have both of those. Okay, I'm going to do Command D down here. I'm going to do this area below. I don't think I got the whole thing. There we go. Let's do that. All right. And then once again, I'm going to right click. You might notice that there is also a command aware or content aware fill option here. I have not had great luck using that. It goes through a little bit different process. I have the best luck with using the fill option and then choosing content aware here. Like I said, this has been a lot of trial and error over the years, and this is what works best for me. Okay, clicking OK, let's see what we get. Let's see what we come up with. All right, not too bad. I might come in here, see if we can get that kind of filled in a little bit more, get some of that gap out of there, see what happens there, see how that looks. That one wasn't so great. I don't love that. Let's try this again. Maybe just a little bit smaller space here. Let's see. Okay, that's not too bad. All right. So like I said, I'm going to end up adding some text in this area, so I don't think it's going to show, but what I might do is just to make it look a little more random, I might use the clone stamp tool, and that's helpful to just add in a little more, just to kind of help smooth it out, I think. So I'm going to click here, and I am going to use my option key to select an area that I would like to use as my source, and then I can use the right bracket to make my brush here a little bit bigger, and then I can just click this around to just add a little more texture. I've got my opacity set a little, I'm going to increase that so it's a little more, so it fills in a little bit more. And I'm just going to click around here and add some of this texture just to make it look a little more random. So option, click to get that texture. There's a little bit of a sharp line here I'd like to get rid of. So once again, I'm just going to use the option to select the area and click over that. Okay, just maybe a few more places down here. Like I said, just trying to make it look as random as possible. Okay, that'll work. All right, so I am going to hit the V key on my keyboard and just go back to the main select mode here. I think if I want to add text that I would add white text, and to make sure that it shows up a little bit better, what I would like to do is darken this entire area. I'm not so worried about this being the main focus of my photo. Obviously is my house and these lights. That's where I want the eye to focus. So if I make some adjustments down here, and it's going to have text, and I'll put a title and probably some other embellishment. So I'm not terribly concerned if this doesn't look supernatural realistic. Okay, so to do this, I am going to use the exposure option in the layers panel, and I don't want to darken the entire photo. I just want to darken this bottom area. And so what I'm going to do is create a gradient. And to do that, I can use this gradient tool. And I'm going to start probably about here, mid-range in the photo, and I'm just going to drag my mouse down. Wherever the white is, that's where the adjustment is going to be applied. And so if I come here to my exposure tool and drag it to the left, see, I'm darkening it quite a bit. It's only being applied in this area where the gradient is. And that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to keep the top part of the image light and bright. And then for the bottom, that's absolutely fine. I think something like that would be fine. I can come back here to my little slider if I want to preserve a little bit more of the lightness in this kind of mid area. I think that is just fine. I think that's going to work. All right, next I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to hit T on my keyboard because I would like to add some text. And I'm going to use this, for this example, I'll just use a Sentinel font. It's easy to see here on screen. And then I'm going to bring my grid back. So I'm going to do Command apostrophe on my keyboard. And I think I would like to leave about a 1/2 inch margin along the sides and across the bottom, just to have some consistent margin there. And then when I add in my text, I can do that in white. And now that really shows up. That really shows up great. And this is what it would look like if it was filled in. And take that grid off. And there I have text. I have a vertical photo to include in my December daily album. And like I said, you don't really even notice that this is kind of manufactured because the text is going to be covering all of that up. So I hope this video has been helpful to you to try out the Content Aware tool. It's really helpful in situations like this where you want to change the orientation of your photo or just add in something where something didn't exist before. As always, thanks so much for watching, and please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And just thank you so much. Happy holidays.